Imagine a world where every conversation feels like a genuine connection with authentic people. A place where you truly feel like you belong and where everyone's got a chair at the table. Friends, welcome to Armchair Authentic.
Before we hit record, there was a guy walking up in my front yard, and Justin, the window was open. Like, dude, you got an older guy walking in your yard. I was like, yeah, he's here to pick up an item. I'm selling a garden tool.
Yes, you
the
are.
name of that garden tool will remain nameless. But I said, yeah, he's coming to pick up this, garden tool.
Yeah.
And I said, and anyway, it got me thinking about Facebook Marketplace, because I've been on Facebook Marketplace. I'm trying to help my son out as much as I can. And dude, it's amazing the things that we hold on to that we don't even remember that we have until we go out and we pull a box and open it in the garage. Like, why do I have this? This thing has moved with me 10 times and it's sat in this box forever.
Yeah.
This has got to be worth something to somebody.
Oh, yeah.
And instead of giving it over to Goodwill, which I've done a lot, by the way, that's a full on nonprofit business, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking I'm gonna see if I can sell some of this.
Yeah.
Now, granted, there's a lot of work that goes into it, but I've made over $500 in 2 weeks selling what most people would go, why do you what is this?
Yeah.
I mean, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't need 2 rakes. I only need 1 rake. Right. I don't need when I start going through everything. And so we've sold odds and ends, $5, $10. And man, I'm going to tell you, the $5 items and the $10 items are like the hardest thing to sell, because you get so many people that are like, they want it and then they don't show up, and then they do show up, or you know what I mean? And it's like, I'm like, golly, the people out there on Facebook, I pray for them. It's taught me a lot of patience.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, but
little money maker.
It is a little money maker.
Little trash, another man's treasure.
Yeah. If you're willing to put up with the patience of all the people that hit you up and that don't talk and that don't communicate, and then that do, and they commit, and then they come up with an excuse of why they can't be there, and then, hey, I still want it, I'll come tomorrow, and then, oh, I've got this, I forgot this, and hey, I'll come the next day, and then you hold it one more day, and then they're like, oh, well, my back is out now and I can't come get it, but I still want it, I'll come tomorrow. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry, if you can't keep your word within like the first time,
We're moving on.
I'm moving on. And I had a guy string me out for 4 days, super kind in his conversation, but like not a man of his word of integrity when it comes down to that. And I'm like, dude, it's $5.
I know.
It's $5 and you live like 5 minutes down the road.
Come get it.
Just come get it, or not. Or just tell me the truth. Just go like, hey, you know what? I really want it, but like life is busy right now.
Yeah.
So, go ahead and try to sell it. And if you sell it before I can get there, great. But if it's still around when I can actually come by, I'll come by and get it. Right. Why can't you just tell me that? Why you got to make up all this stuff?
Yeah. You got a lot of transactions out there ready to close.
Yeah.
I will tell you one that got donated to the Bradshaw household. Yeah. Rhett gave me my first set of golf clubs.
Hey.
Thank you. And a golf bag.
Yeah.
That was sitting in your garage. So, me and Dax have something to try to swing around.
Dude, well, that golf set was given to me. And I used it a lot until I finally got a new set of clubs on my own. And dude, they're good clubs, man. So I hope they bless you.
You bought a nice, basically the equivalent of Guitar World. You bought you a nice Martin.
Yeah.
And what did you give me? What guitar did you probably in the Guitar World? What did you give me?
I don't know. I can't talk guitar. So that set of golf clubs, somebody probably paid $50 for. But brand new when that was bought, that would have been like $250.
Okay,
maybe $300.
You gave me a Fender acoustic.
Yeah,
maybe a Yamaha.
When those clubs first came out,
Yeah.
That's how much they would have probably
been.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah. So I go back to what I said. So, that was very generous. Thank you.
Yeah.
You gave me like a Fender or a Yamaha guitar.
And the golf bag was just something I bought at a thrift store for like $5. So like it's not worth a whole bunch.
And you have gone out and bought a really nice Martin or Taylor guitar.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
in golf club world. I don't know anything about golf.
Whatever. So what does a Martin guitar, a good one, cost?
I mean, it can range from a good one, $2,000, $1,500.
Okay, a little bit more than that.
And then, but I'm trying to be nice to those out there who have $1,000 guitar, because that's if you don't know guitars, you're thinking, well, holy cow.
Yeah.
But when you're really playing, $1,000's not a lot for a guitar. it's a good entry level of the next level of when you're going to be a dedicated musician. But I would say, because I know your clubs, I know what you got like a custom shop Martin.
Yeah. There you go.
So, yeah. And in that world, you're spending, not that you spent that much, but in a guitar world, you're spending now around $35,000 to $5,000.
Yeah. I would say, somewhere around there.
So you got your custom shop Martin
or
a Taylor.
And to
enjoy it
and give context for people. People are like, oh, well, aren't you bougie? And like, honestly, I'm 48 years old, man. I'm 48. And I got this 2 years ago.
Great golfer, by the way.
46 years old.
My buddy's a great golfer.
I just want people to understand that's a process.
Yeah.
That's a journey.
Exactly.
And that was also a gift.
Yes.
And
exactly.
I'm very grateful for that.
At a really cool time in life too.
Yeah. And that was a gift. And so did I need it? No. Am I appreciative of it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not wrapped up in it for any.
I've been grateful for gifts that have been given.
I've used that golf club set that I gave you for years, and I was perfectly happy with it. And a new golf club set doesn't make me any better of a golfer.
And see, the value of what you gave me just went up because you played with it so much.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, if it was good enough for Rhett, it's gonna be good enough for me for a long time.
The only thing I would add to that, golf set I gave you is if you wanted to do something with it, is just put new grips on it. Just new. I have really big hands, and so I have to those grips are too small for my hand. Mm-hmm. And so like a baseball bat, when you hit a ball with a baseball bat, how there's reverberation in your hand.
Yeah.
Like I felt a lot of that with those clubs, and I just needed a little bit bigger grip on it. Then
it will probably be perfect for me.
Yeah. So if you
my hands aren't as big as Rhett.
If you take it and you spend, I don't know, $50 on a new set of, grips, or maybe I'm off on that. Maybe it's more or less, I don't know, but just some good grips. That feel, the feel is all in that grip right there, man. I'm telling you, you'll enjoy it a lot more. You won't notice the difference.
I'll bring it to Top Golf next time I play like I'm somebody. I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna bring it in my own. Because Dax is gonna want to bring them.
Well, that's
say,
cool.
Come on, let's hit with ours.
Yeah,
to say it's ours, it feels more official
for sure, man. It's fun. I bring mine when I go. People are like, when I'll go, and I don't go a bunch, but we got a friend of ours that has a membership there, and it's kind of fun when he'll invite us every once in a while. I'll walk in with my own, and they even provide clubs there, which is great. But I'm like, no, I gotta, if I'm gonna hit, I gotta stay. It's like you playing guitar. No, I'm gonna bring my own guitar. Thanks. I know you're prepared one for me, and that means a lot. I know when you're traveling, it's different.
Yeah. I am. Yeah. I'll need a guitar on that trip, by the way.
Oh, do you? Well, we don't have one. So
we don't?
No.
Seriously? No one has one?
Sure, somebody has one, but yeah.
Am I going to want to travel with one?
You're going to want to travel with one, but
what you're saying is bring my guitar. And as you're listening to this episode, Rhett, you're actually time traveling. You're already in Idaho.
I'm actually in Idaho at this point, and I would have just preached a message yesterday.
That's right. And I'll be leaving to meet you there in about 3 days.
And as it stands, I think I'm preaching on, I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but like how to live through life's worst moments type message.
Okay.
In recent events of what we're going through, with how do we deal with grief? How do we deal with sorrow? How do we deal with what's that process? What's God's word say, and how do we get through it? You know, and so I don't know. I'm kind of filtering that right now. So yeah, if you want to know, go back and watch it. Go back and listen. BelieversChurchIdaho.com. There you go.
That's true.
Shameless plug, but
if you want to delay listening to it, or listen to that and then listen to the one next week,
then that would be
it'll be me.
Yeah, because you're going to come up and help us with you're in the process of, by the time this drops, flying out and being with us to do the.
Can I remind myself, Justin, restring your guitar.
Yes.
Tonight is probably a good time. You'll give a couple of days to let it settle. So when you land, you'll be leading worship with Rhett that night. Your strings should be just pristine.
Perfect. Yeah, and you're going to a very dry climate with zero humidity.
Drink some tea, Justin, in the next few days. Get your voice ready.
Hey friends, if you're enjoying today's conversation, could you do us a huge favor? Would you share the link of this episode with a friend, with a coworker, with a buddy? Email it, airdrop it, text it, comment on Facebook, however you would like to share it. Man, it would mean so much to us to help us get the word out, to have more friends join us in on this journey. Thank you. All right, now back to the conversation.
You're going to be well over a mile high at the retreat that we're going to be at.
Can't wait. That's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be nice.
It's definitely there's stuff in my heart ready to communicate to those men.
You're going to be, I know you have been to a lot of beautiful places, but I'm telling you, there's something very beautiful about what you're about to experience.
Cool.
It's unlike any other part of the country.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. I mean, you've been to Idaho and you've been to different parts of some of the mountains there, but you haven't been to where you're going to go now.
Well, thank you guys for letting me experience it. Thank you, Pastor Clay Ramirez, for having me.
I almost don't want to tell people
wait.
like, well, where are you going? I don't want anybody to know, because if you know, then everybody's going to show up, and not to show up to this event, but show up to that part of Idaho. And there's a reason, it's in the middle of nowhere. It's in this Sun Valley Ketchum area, which is like the Vail, Colorado is like Ketchum. Sun Valley is like the Vail of Idaho.
Yeah.
I read
about it years ago.
You have to go way out of your way to get there.
A lot of people who we would know their names. That's where they vacation and have.
Bruce Willis lived there for
houses.
years. A lot of Tom Hanks, Bruce Willis. I mean, you've got
Michael Douglas.
Yeah, who's the other? Some of the Friends people, I can't remember their names. Anyway, but a bunch of people like that end up buying stuff out there because you can walk around town and nobody's going to mess with you. It's just it's a small town, but at the same time, it's just.
Yeah,
you're really nobody. Not that you're nobody, but like you can kind of remain in anonymity. Yeah, I'm kidding when I say that, because I remember what was it, Dory or whatever is, or the Finding Nemo or whatever. Where do you live? Anonymity. Anonymity. Oh yeah,
yeah. Anonymity.
Yeah. See, we said at the same time. I know how to say the word. Anyway,
you nailed it.
So, but we're going to be in a way less bougier part of that. We're going to be out in like rustic camping, which is going to be fun.
Coffee and fire.
Fire. Yeah.
Well,
but this isn't like Starbucks coffee. So, or
that's okay with me.
It's black
cowboy
it's
coffee.
Strong black cowboy coffee.
I remember years ago, 2007, I was ending my time at the insurance company that I was at, about the launch of a music business and Infuse, stuff like that I would do at churches. And I remember just getting this hankering.
Get me a hankering.
I kept telling Summer, I'm in a cowboy mode right now. I'm not ready to like be this in life, but I just needed something just raw, just.
This is how you felt when you came back from Arizona. You wanted a cowboy hat and boots.
Yeah, that's right. I did. But I was like, I want to go camping somewhere, and I want to make a fire, and I want to make cowboy coffee. Just that dark oil, doesn't taste great, but it's awesome because it's cowboy coffee and you're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And we did it. I remember me and a buddy of mine, Brandon Isbell, who played drums for a long time. And then he was a pastor for a long time too, but our heyday was when he was drummer for us.
Yeah.
And we went out there, and another shout out to a guy, Daniel Swafford.
A
couple other guys.
Is he still in Houston?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Big time.
Yeah.
He actually just became like an elder at his church.
Well, there you go.
We're growing up. Way to go, Swaffy. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
And we went and set this tent up just in the middle of nowhere, and got our fire going and made some good old cowboy coffee. So it was rich.
Yeah, I bet it was.
It was special.
On the side of syrup.
And so, and when you're saying this, that's what I'm expecting, more of the smoky experience. I'm going to enjoy that.
Smoky not being like cigarette smoke.
The firewood.
Firewood, yeah. Hopefully it's cold. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't even looked at the weather.
I don't care if it's cold or not. Got to have a fire.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a moment. But
drink that coffee, and it's just like, it bites. And you look at your chest, you're like, there's a new hair.
Yeah, well, I tell you. It's beautiful. The surroundings are absolutely gorgeous, and we're like deep in the woods. But it's there's bougie coffee like 10, 15 minutes down the road.
And we're going to that too.
Which is very accessible, which I think I might be finding my way down there as much as I can. Hey, Clay, I love you,
Rhett.
man. I know he's not listening, but it's so funny. He'll always say on the moment we're like, hey, today's kind of a free day. Mm-hmm. He's like, for the real man, we're going to be up in the mountains. For all y'all bougie little likes, you can go down the street to get your coffee. I'm like, hey, I'm fine to be that guy.
Okay, so he told me that.
I don't need to go up the side of the mountain to feel like I'm about to die.
He did tell me that on the phone.
Oh, I know he did. I'm fine
He
with
told
that.
me that,
He's my buddy.
and you know what I was thinking?
What did you say?
And I didn't get this before I got to reply. I was like, I want to go to the coffee house.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to be on some ATV up in the hanging off the side of a mountain at 10,000 feet.
He told me, he said, and by the way, you ain't going into town. You're going to the mountain with me. I said, all right.
Yeah.
He did tell me.
Yeah. Well,
But if you go to
you might
town,
want to let Summer know because I'm telling you, there's a couple times like, let me out of this, and y'all can go try to attempt that without me.
okay.
Because there's a couple moments where it's like very questionable, and it's like you can do it. And I mean, being in the ATV with 4 guys, and it's one of those like quad like things where you're like in a big, huge roll bar cage type thing. And, you got 4, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, it's fun. But then there's a moment where you're like, I'm 48 and I got a kid at home and a wife. And, and y'all can do, I was 18, 19, 20 doing this, and y'all were grown men. Let me out. And y'all can attempt to do that 20. I'll walk that. Y'all prove to yourself that you're a man, and y'all can make fun of me and laugh. I don't care. Get me out of this thing. Y'all have fun. And when it flips and you go down the side of that mountain another 1,000 feet, I'll be here to call the police and wherever they are. Do we even have a satellite phone? Is that even capable?
Sounds like me and you. It sounds like me and you got a rehearsal at that time.
And I know where he's
Sounds like I need to sharpen up on my notes around that time. And
I know where he's taking
cafe
you.
might be a good spot.
I know where he wants to take you in the route, because I did it, and it's fine and it's fun when you're just on the normal side of things. But when you get to the really crazy part, we're like, I think I can make it. Let me look. Do I go left or do I go right? I mean, if I hit this curb, I don't want the wheel to go into that rut right there. But let me just think about it. Get out and they'll get out and they'll observe the situation. I'm like, you let me out. And then I'm walking to the side, and then I'll walk up I don't care if it takes me 30 minutes to walk up that hill.
Can I tell you all that? Okay, Rhett, I didn't know any of this until now. Here's all I'm thinking.
That's what Clay wants to take you on.
For Rhett Barden to be saying this right now.
Says a lot, doesn't it?
We going to the town.
Yeah. It says a lot, doesn't it?
It does. Men that I'm about to come talk to, I love y'all. I got a really tough message for you.
Yeah.
But I do want to go have my coffee.
Yeah.
I think.
I'm just saying.
You know me. You know, if I see
I'll
that,
go ride the ski lift to the top. Thank you very
me.
much.
I'm going. I will. Rhett, you'll have to advocate, because I'm gonna be like, I got 4 boys to raise.
You can't argue with Clay Ramirez. I just want you to know.
I got 4 boys that I got to raise.
Oh man,
I don't want to go down.
Listen,
that way. Clay, I love you.
90% of everything.
But Rhett just put out some warnings.
90% of that ride up that mountain is perfectly fine. It's the 10%.
Yeah.
It's the 10% that you're like, okay, let me out.
Did you get out?
I did.
You did?
Yeah. And, and a couple other guys did too. They're like,
okay. I'll know where that is then, right?
And then they rode up it and they got it. And then I walked up that part, it's like a very steep little hill part or whatever. And we're talking the side of a mountain. We're talking when you get to the top of this thing, you're still not at the top of the mountain. I mean, you're like at 9,000, 10,000 feet, and then there's still another 1,500 feet, and you can't make that because it's all just loose rock.
Okay, well,
right.
I'll follow your lead.
And it's fun because there are gold mines, there's old mines and gold mines up there to where you go up and there's no more gold in the mountain because everybody did it. But there's a remnants of the town and the village that was up there. So there's the cool part of getting up there.
The way he explained it, I was fired up.
Oh, it's fun. Oh, yeah.
I was ready.
Because he already knows. I already told him. I said, dude.
I was fired up.
I said, well, Justin's a lot like me. He's going to want to come into town and let's go sip our little coffee and have fun and have some deep conversations.
That's why he didn't even let me respond.
That's why he said that.
I never even got to tell him that.
Yeah, that's why he said it. And don't get me wrong. You would be 100% safe, but there's a couple of moments where you're like, okay, I need to get out. Y'all do the hill. I'll meet you at the top, and you walk up and then get back in, and
you'll be there. You'll be there to help direct those moments, right?
And you'll reverse if you go, I'll go. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But like if you reverse it when you're coming back down, it's like, all right, hey, before you even attempt, I'm out, and you can do it, and then. Good. But 90% of it's fine. It's just there's a couple of spots where it's a little tricky, and you don't want to be in it because accidents can happen, and you don't want to be in an accident with no cell service.
And here's the deal: since we will have already pre-recorded the week after what you're listening to now,
so it'll
be like a couple of weeks that we'll see.
Okay, so we'll talk about it. It'll give us something to talk about.
We'll talk about it, and you'll hear us maybe a week or two later. But just be aware, man.
And I appreciate you saying that because it's
like to go into
interesting.
town.
I'm a risk taker. I love pushing things to the edge of fear, but
That's true.
honestly, there's a lot of wisdom in the things that I've chosen to do. Because when you jump out of an airplane, I'm going to do that, and I did that. I was 21. I would still do it today, and I would still do it the same way I did it. I went with a Marine who's jumped like some 5,000 times and walked through that here's this scenario. We've got 3 chutes, and I've packed this. This is how I packed it. This is our first. This is our second, and this is our third. You know, you go with somebody with experience that knows, you calculate the risk, and it's like, oh, well, there's a risk, you know, but at the end of the day, there's also a lot of safety in it too. So that's what I've done in anything that I've ever done. I just don't blindly go into it. And so I calculate the risk. I'm like, all right, there's a lot of risk just being in this ATV, going up the mountain and having fun, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm looking at that and I'm going, I've had enough good experiences that it doesn't make me a man or not a man for me to go another 20 feet up a, 90-degree incline just to feel like I'm somebody. No, I would rather ride a roller coaster at a 90-degree incline that flips several hundred times than have that experience.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm man enough. I don't need it. I value my wife and my kid more than in my limbs.
Yeah.
None of us have.
I want to take my boy racing in 2026.
None of us are wearing helmets right now, right? And none of us are strapped into the level that if we flipped 100 times down the side of the cliff, that we're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm fully geared up and I've got helmets on and I'm strapped in and I know that I'm geared and I'm in a cockpit that's fully surrounded to where if it flips 5, 10, 20 times down the hill.
Like the NASCAR.
Yeah, exactly. And that
They were made.
And I've got a neck brace and I've got everything in, then I'm good.
Yeah.
Fine, let's go. All right. Yeah. I've calculated risk. It's like I'm willing to pay the price, but I'm like, I don't have a helmet. I don't have a neck brace. I'm in here with just a bunch of good old guys and they're wonderful. And they're, Idaho and men, which are the men of all men, it's just like
amazing, man. And I think their pastor needs to spend a little extra time with just those guys while we go get prepped for that night session.
We'll go up and have a good time. We'll do it.
Maybe.
Even if we're like, all right, hey, let us out here. We'll just hang out. And then, but then you got to think too, like the bears that are there.
Yeah.
It's like, anybody got bear spray? No, but I'm packing. Okay. That's good. You're my new best friend.
Well, I'm not packing. Couldn't get on the airplane with it.
Yeah. I know, right? So anyways, just having so much fun having this conversation and with our friends listening, just kind of going along. But there's leadership lessons to be learned there, I think, to calculate your risk, to understand and to do the inventory and to have discernment and to be able to think through, okay, what are the costs? Mm-hmm. I need to count the cost of this action. Mm-hmm. And what is that ultimate cost? Yeah. At the end of the day, there's a percentage that I could either really hurt myself, right? I have to think through the lens of, well, these hands are used to bring, glory and honor to God for sure, but to produce, I lose my hands. Okay. What does that look like? So what is that? Am I willing to take the risk to have that dopamine hit, to have that rush, whatever it might be, to climb that mountain, to do that? To say that I did it,
Yeah.
Is it risk versus reward? Right. I think that we all have to ask ourselves the question when we're leading is like, is the risk worth the reward? And for me, going up that side of the mountain, it's like, the risk for that extra 20 feet at a 90-degree angle with 4 other guys in this ATV is not worth it.
Yeah.
Worth the reward of just going, we did it,
Well, I even think too, I'll probably share this to the men.
Yeah.
That will be hearing this at the time of this recording. They'll hear this in the next 3 days, 4 days. But I was thinking too, just even what we put our entire life in, it's like you're investing, you're making calculated risk. We were talking earlier before we were recording about like, there's moments in your life where these seeds get sown.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you going to do to carry out your life from this moment and it's a good seed to appropriately water it and make sure that it's taken care of. And I thought, if there's a lot going on right now. Yeah. I mean, obviously in the nation, there's just, we even said in our last podcast, this is a moment right now. And there was a moment before this moment, recently in our nation. But just reading the scripture, I thought I'd take the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, let's do it.
And just kind of look at this, because I think right now we're all kind of in this place. If you think of the parable of the sower, And me and Rhett, we'll have these discussions before recording and how scripture's really ministering to us. And that's for another story, because Rhett, you have great revelation on the book of Daniel, just different things that we need to pull out in a future podcast. But the parable of the sower, when Jesus is sharing this, he says, on the same day, Jesus went out to the house and sat by the sea, and great multitudes were gathered together to him.
Can I stop there for a second? I don't mean to interrupt this amazing setup.
Yeah.
When he was out by the sea. That's my man.
Something
right
about
there.
it.
That's my man right there.
Something about it.
I just want to say that right there. Like that to me, that soundbited part of that verse just says, yes, see, that's why I'm designed to live. I need to be by the water and the ocean. Like to me,
nature.
There
man.
it is.
He had his space. He had his sea. He had the gardens. He had his spaces he went to. I think that's a great pickup.
I just think there's something to be said about that particular thing. I know you said 5 minutes, but like
that's great.
I love that. It speaks to me because I'm a sea guy and I love the water. But there is something to be said about when you do go somewhere that is refreshing, that refreshes your soul.
I love that. Yeah. And then great multitudes, obviously they chilling at the sea evidently, because they gathered together to him so that he got into a boat and he sat, and the whole multitude stood on the shore. Okay. So he began to speak many things in parables, and he talks about, behold, a sower went out to sow, and he sowed some seed by the wayside. Some seed fell by the wayside, and the birds came and devoured them. Some fell on stony places where they did not have much earth, and they immediately sprang up because they had no depth of earth. But when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered away. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprang up and choked them. But others fell on good ground and yielded a crop, some 100-fold, some 60, some 30. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. And then he goes on later to explain what he meant. He really wanted to teach his disciples, and I think he's teaching us something, how his word is living and active even in us today. And I don't want to just generalize one thing that has happened in our nation. I want to talk about everything. There's moments that you have where awakening can happen, and these good seeds of God have been planted on our ground. And what is our ground? How are we going to respond? And Jesus explains this, and it's still applicable to us today. This investment, this calculated risk. What you're doing right now, remember, it is a calculated risk. When you decide to have something that God has done in your heart, and you decide, as you know, which we'll talk more about this later, maybe it's the stuff as we move in, next week we're moving into October. Whether you're watching things, whether you're looking at social media and you're hearing thousands of different opinions on whatever, you got to take the calculated risk. Is this worth the risk of the seed that was planted in you? Because he explains this. Therefore, hear the parable of the sower. When anyone hears the word of the kingdom and does not understand it, then the wicked one comes and snatches away what was sown in his heart. This is he who received seed by the wayside. So they received it. Yeah. But there was just nothing there.
They didn't digest it.
Yeah. But he who received the seed on stony places, this is he who hears the word and immediately receives it with joy. We have just seen some things where we have had seed received with joy. Obviously, I'll speak to what just happened, even in our nation, when you filled up this entire stadium, hundreds of million or 100 million at least, and there's going to be more. Right. That actually, yes, it was a Charlie Kirk event, but man, it talked about the name of Jesus more than
Jesus was
I
the
have
central
heard.
theme of that entire moment up until a couple of moments that got political.
Yeah.
Right. But at the end of the day, seeds were planted. You talk about a moment where the world at the most, I've never seen it. I don't think in the history of the world.
Yeah, it was uncanny.
Like the history of the world
It was
has
so wild.
never had the gospel preached in such a clear way, consistently, that open.
And
to
then
the world.
And then to even, I know we're not doing this justice because we're ending this really soon, but to even hear Erica Kirk say, I forgive that young man.
Father on the cross, Jesus on the cross, sitting there, hey, I forgive them for they know not what they do.
So God was glorified, and we saw the gospel displayed right there. So no matter what our political beliefs are, let's forget that for a minute. Let's hang at the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey friends, Rhett here. Just want to take a moment to speak to those who may be joining us for the first time. We want to say welcome, friends. However you found us, we are so glad that you did, and we believe it wasn't by accident. We're so glad that you joined us in on this conversation today. In fact, if you haven't already done so, could we encourage you to follow us on social media? You can find us on Facebook or Instagram at Armchair Authentic, or over on X at Armchair Auth Pod. That's Armchair Auth, AUTHPOD. All right. Thanks for taking the time to do that. Now let's get back to our conversation.
The point that I'm making here is there has been a lot of people right now who receive that with joy. A lot of people there's been an awakening happening in people. They're questioning things. Their spirits are stirred, and that can be wonderful. And I know many of you listening, I've known you before all that, and it was stirring in you before.
Yeah.
The point is there's a stirring that's going on. Maybe if you're listening to this and you feel this sense of joy, you love this message of forgiveness and repentance and kingdom-minded mission, and you have this joy. Here's what Jesus said, though. Remember, this happened on stony places. If you don't have a foundation built, yet he has no root in himself. So you're not going to be able to do any of this on your own, but endures only for a little while. For when tribulation or persecution arises because of the word, immediately he stumbles. And so my encouragement as a fellow brother in Christ, and me and Rhett would both agree on this, to encourage you, you have been sowed a seed of joy right now, and it's in you. But just as easy as it's gotten in you, if it's not deep, it can be snatched away. Be careful. It's a calculated risk.
Yeah.
Be careful what you, just like Rhett brought up with getting on these stunts and certain things. Take the calculated risk. Guard your heart. It's the wellspring of life inside of there. Make sure that you're only putting in what should be going in, because just as that joy is in you, it can be snatched away as fast as you received it. When the persecution, and it's coming, when the tribulation, and it will come in your life, you will immediately stumble if you try to do this on your own. But now he who receives seed among the thorns is he who hears the word, and the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becomes unfruitful.
Yeah.
And so now here we have an amazing moment that God is stirring your heart, and you get back to life, and you get back to money and prosperity and finances, or the worries of life. Are my children okay? All these things can choke out what God is actually doing in your life, which Jesus has encouraged us, carry our cross every day. Take up our cross.
Deny ourselves
every day.
Yep.
Deny yourself. Oh, that's a good one, right? Yeah, deny yourself, which means there's something that needs to be denied. You're going to want to take in something. You're going to want to pleasure yourself with something. Deny. We're not going to feel it. It's just him saying, take up your cross. Deny yourself. Justin, Rhett, we've got to deny ourselves. It's the only way.
We have to kill the things that are killing us.
Oh, so good.
We have to remove anxiety. The weeds, the thorns represent the things that are actually trying to choke us, that are trying to kill us.
Yeah.
And we have to deny those things. We have to take up our cross, and we have to be willing to kill those things.
That's right.
That are trying to kill us. Now, Jesus has given us the authority. Yeah. Many people look at that and they're like, well, God just, why isn't God doing this? Well, God's done all he's going to do through the power and authority of Jesus' death, burial, resurrection, seated at the right hand of the Father, giving us the power of the Holy Spirit. Yeah. But it's up to us now to man up, to woman up, to grow up, to and to take the choice and to make the decisions on our own. God's done all he's going to do. Now it's up to us.
Yeah.
And Jesus made it very clear, you want to follow me and take up your cross, deny yourself.
Yeah.
And I love what you're saying with this. We've got to learn how to kill the things that are killing us in order that we thrive. And so it's important that the seed that is being planted now
desires
gets to the place where it's producing fruit that lasts.
Yeah.
And everything you're mentioning so far produces a little, but it's not lasting.
Yeah, you'll see a little
lost.
Bit.
It's easily lost.
You'll get a little bit grow. You'll be like, ooh, it's growing. And then it seems good. But man, when that heat kicks in,
yep, exactly.
You dry it up because there's no root.
Yep.
There's no root there. But thank the Lord.
Yeah.
Jesus left us with this. But he who receives seed on the ground, on the good ground, okay, who is that, Jesus? It's he who hears the word and understands it, who indeed bears fruit and produces. That means you didn't just hear the word now. You begin to take on mission.
Yep.
You begin to take action in your life, in what God has called us to do. And you will reap. You'll produce. Some, it's going to be 100-fold. Some of you, it's going to be 60. Some of you 30. And we can go ahead and read into this. That means some might be 1,000-fold. Some might be 5-fold.
Yeah.
Jesus has given different people, according to another parable of the talents, a different capacity. And he never asked you to compare it to somebody else, but he did say, steward what I've given you.
Right.
And protect this seed. And so our encouragement, is I'll close this and then you can jump in, Rhett, to closing remarks, but protect the seed, whatever it is that the Holy Spirit has implanted in you with these seeds, whatever season you're in for the future. This time capsule that me and Rhett are creating with this podcast for our children in the future, our children's children, people who find this years from now. The Holy Spirit has implanted a seed in you. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do to guard this with everything within you, using the Spirit of Christ, the Holy Spirit, who will give you the strength to do this? He's Christ in you, the hope of glory. And he will guide you. He'll comfort you. He'll let you know, here's the way. Walk in it and walk in the fullness of what God has put on your heart from the foundations of the earth. When he created you, he did it for a purpose, for a reason, to bring glory to him and to see his kingdom advanced.
Yeah, if I were to add any remarks to that, my mindset goes to farming. I'm not a farmer. I'm not an agricultural person. I don't know all the terminology, but farming is hard. It's very difficult. It's not easy. When seeds are planted in the ground, the power is in the seed, not the sower. The seed eventually produces when it is put in soil that is good, but that has also been prepared, that has been tilled, that has been watered, that has been given the right type of nutrients, and that seed grows in the dark before it even sprouts to where people see it. And so oftentimes, it's easy to hear, to receive with joy, with gladness, but we have to do the hard work in the dark when nobody else sees us. And we have to be willing to allow the things of this life to grow us and not, it goes back to that a couple of weeks ago or whenever it was, we were talking about being uncomfortable. There's nothing comfortable about a seed that's in the point of like, it's in the dark, it's in the dirt, it's unseen, but yet what seems dormant, what seems unseen, like, is anything happening underneath there? It's there that all of it's really taking place so that it can produce a fruit later.
Yeah.
So oftentimes we think, well, I just got to go out and be whoever it might be to do whatever to be seen. It's like, no, maybe, just maybe planting that seed is walking in humility in such a way that it's a time of obscurity before a time of being seen. It doesn't mean that you're hiding, but wherever you are, just be faithful with what God's put in your hand. Because as you mentioned, the 100-fold, 60-fold, those numbers, like God's not very much, he's not asking us to compare ourselves and making us think that, oh, well, I got to produce 100 and everything. No, all he's doing is saying, be faithful what I gave you. And what I gave you is, I'm not interested in the number. I'm just interested in the fruit that you produce with what I gave you. And so the preparation is always in the darkness is what I'm trying to say. And that is not that takes a lot of humility to live there. And I just think that's a key, at least to me, when I think through the lens of what you just shared in this seed. God has planted a lot of seeds in us. What are we going to do with that? Right? We need to guard it. And how do we guard it? Well, we guard it with humility, right? And we guard it with faithfulness. And we guard it with ensuring that we do gain an understanding and we do actually hear the words of Jesus by allowing ourselves to go, all right, I'm willing to be put in a place to where you can speak to me, and I'm going to create whatever environment I got to create to allow that growth to happen. And that's hard work. But it's worth it, because at harvest time, when that corn or whatever crop has been planted and it begins to produce, it's like, oh man, what a joy. It's almost like, and I can't compare what childbirth is like, but it's like hearing a woman say, Being pregnant was amazing, but it was the most difficult and hardest thing ever. But the moment the child is born, it's like there's so much joy from that moment that they forget all the pain that they just went through to be there.
Well said.
And I think it's a lot like that. Not that I could compare that or understand that as a man, but that's just a picture that I have. And I just know it's hard, but it's worth it.
Yeah. I think, man, thank you for providing the context, because I think that helped it come alive for somebody to, it says, you said a while ago, the scriptures say, deny yourself. And there's a lot of self-denial that you're going to have to do in these dark places, in the dark room where you're being fully developed.
I love what you said. Guard it and guard it well, so that one day we'll hear, well done, good and faithful servant.
Beautiful. We'll see you guys next week.
Hey friends, thank you so much for joining in on our conversation today. It has been our pleasure to serve you. We cannot wait for our next episode that drops next Monday. But until then, we hope you have a great week. Stay safe, and we will see you real soon. God bless.